Put in Christopher Columbus type.
I'll be classy.
I'm so glad y'all like belly rubs. Belly rub.
With only fight hurt people. Only fight hurt people. Oh, this is
Come on.
I ain't starting the family. Wait, time out.
No.
Ain't no time out.
You said time out? Come on, Brooklyn. They tricked me, sorry. I ain't know.
You can't run with that stuff.
Oh my God. Go, 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 go.
Super Bowl. You want to hear the story of how you were born? So basically, we were all sitting around on Christmas. We were wondering what's going on. Your dad.
Hey y'all, you know, normally I have like a script and my message is very clean and cut through and just like clear, but I don't want to do that anymore. I feel like having a script and stuff was nice for me to just kind of collect my thoughts and also just for me to get over the fear of like posting onto YouTube and stuff, but I care about personalizing this page and just me in general. I don't want it to just be this like motivational ass, like, I don't know. Like, I want it to be motivational and I want people to like hear what I have to say and like, you know, make changes in their life as needed. But I don't know, the route I was just going beforehand just doesn't really feel like me. For this video, I just kind of wanted to talk about some of the things I've learned from coming back home for the holidays. I feel like normally when I come home, I just immediately revert back into my 17-year-old self, and I become short-tempered and lack empathy, and just very argumentative and stuff. But this time around, it's definitely been a lot more peaceful. I feel like I've definitely found a lot more acceptance in where I am in life and also where like my family and other people are, which is nice because, you know, nobody wants to come back home from the holidays after whatever hell you probably have experienced in your own life and then, you know, cause more hell when you're back home with your parents and stuff. So I feel like one of the main things I've learned is just the importance of boundaries. I feel like beforehand I would always feel really guilty when I would tell people I can't do something or I don't want to do something. I feel like just the older that I get and honestly the more respect I get, it's really easy for me to just say I don't want to do that just because I don't want to. Like, I don't feel like anybody should be forced to hang out or be around people that they know they don't necessarily want to be around for the sake of upkeeping a relationship that you've most likely grown past. And now I just don't give a fuck, to be honest. Like, now it's just like, if you see me, you see me. If you don't, I'll catch you later. Like, it's no hard feelings. I just am one person. I only have a limited time back home, and some people just get a higher priority than others, and that's just how it is. And I feel a lot more at peace with that, and I feel like for other people that may be struggling with that, just be fucking selfish. Like, just do it. Life is so much better when you're just selfish and you don't care about what other people think about you or want you to do, because at the end of the day, it's your fucking life. Another thing that I feel like I have really learned just from being here is just like, it kind of goes into like what I just said, just, you know, visiting people when you can, but also just cutting people off. Like, oh my God. Like, some relationships just don't need to be there anymore. I feel like personally, I would try to upkeep so many fucking relationships from back in high school. And not to say that it isn't good to like go back and like say hi, what's up to them, but if you don't feel like that relationship is serving you anymore, you don't really need to be around them. Like, it's really no point. I feel like one thing I've been really doing for myself is just truly leaving high school and a lot of the ideals of a lot of people from my hometown in the past. Like, that's no longer me. I know who I am now. I live in a totally different state, like mindfully and physically, and I just don't really care to be around people that don't mirror how I think anymore, and it doesn't really bring me the same amount of guilt and shame that it used to. And I feel like that's just a part of growing up and like being in college and outgrowing people. You know, it's growing pains, but I feel like now that I finally have just been honest with myself and people about how I feel about our relationships, I just feel a lot better. Like, I feel like there's this weight that's been taken off of me that I haven't even really realized is there. And I feel like a lot of people are just information leeches. They don't really care about you. They just care about knowing what you're up to and like being in the know of your life. And I also feel like a lot of people from home have a tendency to be very gossipy. And I don't know if other people can relate. I'm sure other people can relate, but like, whether it's family, whether it's like, you know, acquaintances that you run into. I personally, like, in my hometown, the Black community, it's not like super small, but we all kind of know of each other, and so it's really just us passing information back and forth, which I feel like is fine to a certain extent, but at a certain point it just becomes fuel for like gossip. And personally, I don't subscribe to that shit. Like, I like my life to be private. I like to, you know, have my shit going on. People can kind of jump in when they can to know what's happening. But for the most part, I just kind of like to keep to myself and mind my own business. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so I feel like just kind of cutting off relationships and cutting off people that no longer serve me has helped me a lot, and has actually helped me appreciate being home more than beforehand. So. And I also just feel like I'm very grateful to have just moved away in general. I feel like every time I come back home, it's kind of the same shit going on. You know, like, people are kind of still in the same place. Like, they're changing, but very slightly, very slowly. And this is probably going to sound judgmental. I don't really give a fuck, though, because it's true. Like, I feel like when you stay in your hometown, and especially when you still stay with your parents, it's really hard for you to change astronomically. Like, you'll change as far as what you're able to do. Like, you can go and get a drink with a friend if you turn 21, or you can go smoke weed more often or some shit. But, like, when it comes to actually progressing in life, I feel like when you stay in the same place that you have grown up in, it's really hard for you to elevate in the ways that you need to like, really, you know, just grow. I understand that, like, everybody has their own process, everybody has their own plan, and everybody isn't necessarily supposed to be on the same track. I still firmly believe that leaving home does anybody very well. And just, it forces you to establish this type of independence that you can't really get when you stay in the same place that you grew up in, because you're still around the same ideals, you're still around the same judgment, you're still around just the same people. And so it's really hard to elevate, because you mindfully may be, you know, elevating to a different level, but because the people around you aren't, it's really hard for you to mirror that in your own life. And I feel like with me personally, if I had stayed in Ohio, I really do not believe I would have elevated to the extent that I'm at now. I really feel like I would have been too wrapped up in potential judgment from other people or potential judgment of how I'm navigating my life. And not to say that other people are like me, because, you know, everybody is different. Everybody has a different type of self-esteem, a different type of self-assurance. So I'm trying my best not to generalize this, but what I'm seeing pattern-wise is that the people that tend to stay home kind of stay in the same place. And I feel like it does anybody wonders to just kind of leave and do something else. And like kind of try and figure out the world by themselves for a second, you know? Like, of course you're still gonna have your parents and your family and like friends that support you and like want, you know, you to do well, but I feel like at a certain point you have to kind of bite the bullet and just become independent and just be like, you know what, I can do this shit by myself, you know? And even if that means like moving to a different city, you could still be in the same state, of course, but like moving to a different city and just starting over there. Like personally, my fam is from Columbus, so I know a couple of my cousins and a couple of my friends that have moved to like Cincinnati or Cleveland, and it's still a good distance to where they can fully come into their own, but also still, you know, have the support and their family close by in case something happens. So yeah, I feel like coming home has been really healing for me. I've been through a lot of shit during 2024, and it was just really nice to come home and like chill with family and catch up and, you know, just understand where we all are right now. And yeah, so yeah, this is definitely a little different than the past videos of mine, and this is most likely going to be the style of every video that I post, to be perfectly honest. Like I said before, I just really don't want to be this like robotic, cryptic ass, motivational ass person on YouTube. I just kind of want to talk and just be honest about my experiences and what I learned from it. So yeah, hope y'all fuck with it. Even if you don't, I'm still gonna do it. So yeah, but I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas and going into the new year. I hope everybody's resolutions and, you know, things that they want come into fruition for them. Yeah, so that's it. Bye.
All right, so what type beat is this? Thomas Jefferson. All right, so founding father type beat. I love slavery. You niggas hating me. But like what? Who? Gonna get this job done? Not me. I ain't working in the field. Nigga talk crazy, that nigga get killed. Try to run away, bring your ass back and do this shit again, cause that shit was whack. Yeah, you sit here talking crazy. I don't give a fuck if that's my baby. I did what I wanted to do. Now you raise that mixed child and he better than you, cause he half white. He half white. He half white. Yeah. He kinda bright. You wanna know why? He half white. Talking shit. Way back in 1776. We freed y'all niggas. Now y'all talking shit. I hate y'all niggas. Niggas stay talking crazy, make me mad. We tried to tell Abe, but then he got sad. He started feeling bad. Now look at us now. Got these niggas running around acting like clowns. I'm like, damn. What happened? America used to be white and with pure passion.